Welcome to Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. Today's program is brought to you in part by Ingles Supermarkets and the Ingles Table. Now here's chef and host of the show, Abby J, to introduce her special guest for today's show.
Welcome to Field to Fork. It's September, and I'm so excited today to have my Ingles guest, Jasmine Queen. She's been on my shows, What's in Season. Now we're going to feature you with something very delicious that's in season. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
I love it here.
I know.
It's just so beautiful. Every season, it's just so pretty here. It doesn't matter what season it is.
I know. It's like, well, summertime was very, very hot, so I'm just really enjoying some cool temperatures now, and being football season and the cool nights, and it's really, I'm just looking forward to it.
Same. This is my favorite time of year.
Yeah. So, Jasmine, what are we doing today? Because I know you love cooking healthy. You watch what you're eating. My diet is better than yours. You won that.
I did, and our diet today is better, right? Because we're talking all about squash today. Awesome. All the different types. And you know, there are so many different types of squash, and I feel like a lot of people go to the grocery store, they look at it and say, I have no idea what to do with that. You know, why would I pick this squash over this squash over this squash?
You've got summer squash, which the texture is thin, the skin is thin, and you have to use these immediately. Now, on the winter squash, the texture is a lot tougher. Like this is one of the most common, or the one of the butternut squash is what people go to, and they can be stored for an amount of time, and you can use them all through the winter. But this, you know, they're healthy. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. And they're filled with, you know, vitamins, minerals. They're typically lower in calories than you would get. Like, a lot of people use spaghetti squash as a pasta substitute.
Right.
So that's going to get you a lot less calories, and it's going to be a lot more nutritious.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you a secret about the spaghetti squash that I know makes my life so much easier. And you probably already know this, but some people may not. You can cook it in a crock pot. So, you know, you can put it in the oven to roast it and make the spaghetti squash, or you can put it in a crock pot, a little bit of water, cook it, just don't overcook it.
Well, people that are really busy,
it's great.
I mean, you just have to watch the temp
on this. And watch how long you keep it in there, but then cut it open, and, you know, you put the fork in it, and it makes what looks like noodles, but it's spaghetti squash. So that one really is probably my go-to.
Right.
Just because it is so versatile with what you can do with it.
Right. I really love it because you can, you know, even if it's squash, you can elevate those flavors.
Right.
You can add the spices, and that helps you count calories, and you cut down on all the carbs.
Exactly. And it really fills you up. You know, it's a very filling substitute, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, I like spaghetti squash.
And you can find all of these at your local Ingles. And what recipe are you going to incorporate with the squash today?
We're making squash and sausage casserole. So I'm using andouille sausage. This is also a really good recipe if you take it into the holidays, if you have leftover ham.
A side dish, right?
Instead of using sausage, you could put your leftover ham in here. But I'm cooking some sausage. We're going to put some onion in here. Turn this up a little bit.
Already smells so
I know. And this is such a quick, easy recipe, but using the squash, which I know you and I both love.
Exactly.
But going back, the butternut squash, like you were talking about, you know, most people use that in a soup. Of course, the butternut squash soup, because it blends well. You know, it has that creaminess to it. Right. So a lot of people will use butternut squash for that.
And they store well. These have a time. You always have to, on the summer squash, you have to use immediately, or a week or so after you buy them.
But these are so hardy.
Right.
You know, and they'll last a little bit longer.
And it looks like fall. Fall is here, almost.
I know. And even if you don't want to eat them, use them as decorations, right?
Right, exactly. But the main thing is to show the audience how to use them, because that's the purpose of when you go into Ingles and you see these squash, yeah, of course, decorating, but
Sure.
the added benefit is getting the health benefits of eating them and really knowing how to use them.
Right, I'm gonna put our squash in here. The onions
Okay.
have cooked down a little bit. And this takes, we're probably not gonna use all this squash, but
Well, while you're doing that, I just wanted to say the Ingles Table magazine is always available, and Jasmine happens to be one of the chefs, as I am.
I was gonna say, can we take a look at the cover for a second though? Miss Abby J is on the cover, y'all. That is beautiful.
Yeah, the sangria,
So
we
good.
needed the sangria. It was smoking hot this summer. I mean, literally smoking hot. And I really enjoyed making this, and you can make it non-alcoholic for your kids. It was just a great little something I put together, and of course I love the peppers, and that's the main
Yeah.
thing. They're in season 2, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. One of the things that you made that looks so yummy was the peanut butter dates. I mean,
Oh
you
my
wouldn't
gosh.
think about dates though
Yeah.
in this recipe, but they are good for you as well.
They are, and that kind of takes, you know, if you're having a craving where you're looking for a candy bar or something like that, but you want to be a little bit healthier, this is the most delicious recipe. I'm telling you, when I made that on set, I plated it, and they were gone within like 2 seconds.
I can see
They're that
why.
good. They're
I
that
mean,
good.
it's kind of camouflaging the calories.
Right.
It's not a brownie. This is a date.
Exactly.
But you really did a great job. That's very creative too. We've got a lot of, and again, this summer watermelon cake. I talked about it earlier on the last
That's
show.
beautiful.
Very creative chefs. A lot of things that you can find in here, like the spiked grapes from
Right?
Michael.
I know.
I mean, you can use this year-round too in your drinks. You
sure
can
could.
if you freeze them, then it's going to keep your drink cold, as we needed this summer. But anyway, go by, pick up your copy. It is free, and we will have a fantastic holiday issue coming out. So anyway, let's see what we're doing over here. This is smelling so delicious.
I know. Typically, we would cover this and let it sit, but we've been talking so long that I think we're doing okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the green bell pepper. And you know, I get these already diced at Ingles, which is
That's so
I
convenient.
know.
I mean, if you don't have time, they have pre-cut everything.
Which makes my life so much easier.
Normally it's a cup, right? Is this how
and
they
then
measure
Yeah,
out?
and then they come in bigger ones too,
Right.
you know. All right, so we're going to add all of these peppers in here and just get a beautiful color. Salt and pepper.
That is beautiful.
I know, isn't it
Look
pretty?
At that color.
And then we're going to add just 2 teaspoons of sugar.
Okay, so that's looking really good, Jasmine. You've got one more
I
squash.
do. Let me tell you about this though. We're going to add some Cajun seasoning.
Oh,
I mean, that's just
nice.
give it a little kick.
Of course.
Yeah.
How could you leave that out?
I know. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
We need to make it spicy. Of course, if you don't like it spicy, leave that out. Like, that's fine.
Right. But with the andouille sausage and everything, that's really gonna take it to the
I think
next
so
level.
too. I think so too. You could really eat it like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. Yeah.
So we have an acorn squash.
I love acorn squash. Yes. And you know, when you're looking for acorn squash, if you're in the Ingles and you're shopping and you're looking for one, the green and then the orange on here, that's like a really good squash.
I can see you stuffing this and baking it.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's the one that's going to be good for stuffing, for baking. You could just open it up and put some brown sugar and butter in there and put it in the oven, and yeah, so good.
You're making me hungry.
I know.
And-
Isn't that not delicious?
Right. So we're
Yeah.
gonna get everything in a casserole dish, and we're gonna show you what this looks like, and we'll be right back. Wow, look at this.
I topped it with some breadcrumbs and some Parmesan just to take it to the next level.
This
Yeah.
will make an excellent side dish.
I think so,
It could
too.
be a main dish, but anyway, it's healthy, and you did a great job, Jasmine.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I always love being here.
Well, we really, really enjoy the Ingles Table Chefs. You bring a lot to the table, and I really appreciate you coming as well, and also explaining all the health benefits and the different squash. And again, you can get this and the magazine at your local Ingles, and we'll be right back.
Don't go away. More Field to Fork cooking with Abby J and her guest. We'll be right back.
In small towns like Hayesville, North Carolina, Toccoa, Georgia, and Oak Ridge, Tennessee, big careers starting and staying at home may seem unlikely. But at Ingalls, we promote from within, building a community as well as a business. Our next executive might have helped you carry out your groceries today. We sure hope so. Ingalls, your neighbor for over 50 years.
Welcome back to Field to Fork, and it's what's in season, and let me tell you what's in season. We have apple season and pecan season, and I got these beautiful apples at my local Ingalls. The sweetest apple to really make a fall salad is the Fuji apple. Of course, the Granny Smith is the most healthiest apple. We also have the Honeycrisp. This is one of my favorites because it's got some tartness and some sweet. It's just a little bit of both. We have so many different types and varieties of apples, and you can find these at your local Ingalls throughout the season. And today I'm going to make my fall apple and pecan salad. The pecans are really, really healthy for you too, and they are in season as well. And we get a lot of varieties from South Georgia. And to start this salad, you're gonna need 6 cups of your favorite mixed greens. What I have here is 1 chopped apple we're gonna put here. We got something to sweeten this. It's craisins. It's about 1/2 cup. Then you've got your pecans. We want to put here. I have 1/2 cup of blue cheese crumbles, and you can put any kind of dressing you like, but I chose the Fuji apple dressing. You can get this at Ingalls, and this just makes a real wonderful salad. And this salad will pair with any kind of entree, chicken, steak, or if you're going to be really healthy, you can just eat the salad. But anyway, apples and pecans, that's what's in season, and I really, really am looking forward to a great holiday season, and you can incorporate apples in all your desserts, snacks, and also with the pecans. So that's what's in season, and we'll be right back.
Don't go away. More Field to Fork cooking with Abby J and her guest. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, Chef Derek here with another kitchen hack. How do chefs get all that basil chopped every day? Very easy. Stack your leaves up like this, roll it all together, cut once lengthwise, and chop. Perfect basil chiffonade. For more tips, tricks, and recipes, visit inglestable.com.
Welcome to Field to Fork, and we're back in Hartwell, Georgia, at one of my favorite places with Michelle Weatherby, Nutty Sister, the Nutty Sister, and
the Farmer's Daughter.
Yes, yes, yes. You were on my show, but we wanted to come here and really get a flavor, Michelle, of what you do. And my God, I walked in here today and look at this, my favorite little mini tomato pies.
Yes, and we're so glad you came over to visit us in our great little downtown that's just growing by leaps and bounds, and give us a chance to showcase what we do at the Farmer's Daughter. These are our individual tomato pies that we only make when tomatoes are in season, because like Abby, we share her joy of Field to Fork.
Absolutely.
So you can come and get these at our neighbor at Common Ground, and it makes a perfect lunch. And we make our own crust. It's a cheddar cheese crust, which just enhances.
And most people don't appreciate that, but when I saw that, I said, that's got to be homemade. And that's a labor of love, Michelle, to make everything from raw ingredients.
Well, we totally believe in making everything from raw, but adding flavor to everything we do is really important. We want that burst of joy when you bite into something.
Absolutely, and tomatoes, you know, heirlooms, growing heirlooms, and preserving, canning tomatoes. I mean, I do everything with tomatoes. I'm like,
we do.
I think I'm a tomato addict.
Well, I did learn one summer when I was younger that you can eat too many tomatoes one summer. A little too much acid that summer, but to be fair, that was pretty much all I ate were tomatoes. So.
Which is not a bad thing, really. It's not. You got to eat them while they're in season, like she says.
Every bite.
Right. Well, so your whole business has come a long ways. You're selling products. You've got Georgia grown products. Tell the audience about some of the things you offer in the store, because that seems like it's grown a lot since I was here last time.
It has, and I'm actually headed to Hey Gail. How are you?
Yeah. Hey,
You're,
Gail. Hey, how are you? Good.
You're on the top shelf in the cooler with your name on it.
Business never stops here.
Yeah, not for some of our special customers. They know if there's something on our to-go menu that they really want, if they really want to be sure that they get it, to call ahead and we'll put their name on it. But we're kind of like a mini Fresh Market or a Whole Foods. We carry meals to go, so you don't have to heat up the kitchen in the summertime, or you don't have to think about what to serve for dinner at 5 o'clock when you're driving home and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner.
Right.
We're here for you. But we also carry our chicken salad, our Poppin' Good cheese, which is similar to a pimento cheese, but not. It's everything that's good about a jalapeno popper, but it's not hot. The jalapenos add some savoriness to it, but not hot, not heat. We carry different salads that you can have. We carry fresh local produce, so you don't have to wait till Saturday to go to the farmer's market. We carry Georgia grown products. We are a proud retailer for Abby J's, as well as Regina's Jams and Jellies. We have a pickle company that we just picked up out of Atlanta. We also carry honey local, because you know, if you're going with honey, it's best to buy honey as close to where you live as possible. It will help you combat your allergies.
And Michelle, I have a question. Did you come up with your recipes? Did you create the recipes yourself? And because you've got some great recipes for like your chicken salad. You got people coming in here that can't get enough of it, you know?
We do. We laugh. You can tell when people are coming up. We can see
The car.
we can see the car and the patio. So we see people coming up, and we laugh that there's a chicken salad walk as they're hurrying up the sidewalk because they're almost out of chicken salad. I do come up with pretty much all of our recipes. Most of them are happy accidents. For instance, our pecan cheese wafers.
The ones you're known for,
Yes, are actually an old recipe of my mom's, and I was making them, and I kind of zoned out while I was adding the ingredients.
Well, the packaging.
And thank you. I added a different set of ingredients and ended up solving the problem with the recipe. And that's what makes our pecan cheese squares.
Okay, if you come in here, I've got to say this. Do not open these as you go home. There will be none left.
We hear that frequently. In fact, I heard it yesterday. We had a customer come in from Stevens County, and she goes, "I cannot buy these anymore. I'm addicted," as she made 3 of her friends buy them. So she's kind of like my mom. I don't eat desserts.
And really,
I eat everybody else's.
You can't eat just one. You need 15. I mean,
And the good thing is they're great with beer, they're great with wine, they're great with Coca-Cola, with water, with anything you want.
I like it with the white Sauvignon Blanc, you know, something just to nibble on before dinner.
And they make a great hostess gift as well.
Yeah, you've got those. I'm telling you, you've just got so many wonderful, interesting things here, and we're sitting in the. I guess this is a provisional part of it.
This is Common Ground. It's the coffee shop that we share the building with. So we're separate businesses, but we're also sort of partners as well. So you'll
enhance
find
each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll find these over here. We make our ham and cheese croissants over here that are made the traditional French method. It takes us 3 days to prepare a batch of them, so they're kind of a special treat. And then they make their own products, their muffins, their quiches and things in our kitchen next door.
And people around the lake, they can order, pre-order. This is a great way to take something out on the boat. As I said before, you do a lot of takeout, right?
We do. We have plenty of different options depending on what you want. We'll do a custom box for you and put it all together so you'll have something to enjoy on the boat or camping or just at home. We'll also deliver if you want to get meals for your parents. We will deliver.
So the other outdoor activities that you have in this common ground, share with the audience what's been happening over here.
So they've made a lot of improvements to the patio. This actually used to be the old Cleveland Ford building, which is why we have these big, gorgeous roll-up doors. But we have a huge, sorry about the espresso machine in the background. Hang on.
Pause.
They'll stop.
We'll put them in time.
There you go. We have this great patio outside, and we've just added new canopies outside so that there's more shade.
Nice.
But we also have a stunning mural that is a hot spot for people to take photographs. In addition, we have Dressing Dreams, which is right around the corner from us. They provide wedding gowns. Miss America comes and shops there. So often you'll look up and look out the window and there'll be a bride walking across the patio or someone in an evening dress like there.
How interesting is that?
It's awesome. But we also, during good weather, we have concerts on Friday night, all different kinds of music. And you can come get a coffee, you can get a glass of wine or beer, and go sit outside and enjoy the music.
Are these local? Are they local musicians?
They're local. I would say they're probably more regional than just local.
Okay.
I mean, Hartwell's got a lot of great talent. And we're grateful to pull. We have High Cotton Music Hall, which is down the street. I'll have to take you over there someday.
Okay.
So lots of great musicians in the area.
So Michelle, how often are you open? What are your hours here?
So at the Farmer's Daughter, I'm open Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, and then Saturday, 10 to 6. And we're open till 7 specifically, so when you're driving home at 5 o'clock and go, oh, what can I get for dinner? You can go, oh, I can run by the Farmer's Daughter and pick up dinner, and I'm done.
Well, I remember you, Java Joe's, and I just want to say you've come a long way, baby.
Well, thank you. As have you.
Well, you just keeping it smoking hot here in Hartwell, and I just love supporting entrepreneurs, especially people that I know that I've grown up with, and you've done a beautiful job, and I'm going to take all these home with me.
Thank you, and we appreciate you as well.
Yeah, well, everybody needs to really check this out. It's a little bit of maybe 45 minutes from where we are, so it's not bad. And there's lots of things to do in this town.
There are. It makes a great day trip.
It really does. And I know some of my girlfriends, they can't wait to get over here. So thank you so much again, Michelle.
Thank you,
and
Abby.
sharing
And
sharing all your love.
Or as Julia would say, bon appetit.
Oh yeah. And we'll be right back. I would like to thank you for joining us today for Field of Fork, and I'd like to thank my guests, Jasmine Queen from the Ingalls Table and Michelle Weatherby from the Farmer's Daughter and Nutty Sister in Hartwell, Georgia. And we hope you have a wonderful fall season and enjoy the harvest, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's program. We look forward to having you back next time on Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. This program is brought to you in part by Ingles Supermarkets and the Ingles Table.